Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, my Noahide family. Well, we've often asked ourselves this question, and say, oh, well, why tell me what to do? No, I think I know it all. I don't need you to tell me what to do. And we've all been guilty of this ourselves, or we certainly know someone that has said this to us. So I just feel that it is a good time now to mention why we need to know the rules, why we need someone to explain to us what we should do. So we're continuing on with this marvellous book called Amuna and the Noahide, written by Rabbi Laser Brody. And so we're now going to be looking at pages 34 to 39 in this little book. And it says, "Don't tell me what to do." This is the heading of it. And so we're going to take a look at some of the things that we need to understand in particularly that relationship between the 7 Noahide laws and Rambam's 13 principles of faith. And when we finish this, you will see things come together in a nice compact bundle that helps us understand that. Okay, we got the 7 Noahide laws, then we got the 13 principles of faith. So where, what, how does that all join in together and make sense? So that's what we're going to look at today. And it says here, what's there to stop us from so-called ethical and God-fearing person, so to speak, from breaking the laws or breaking up ethical issues and taking advantage of them, deciding to charge someone more than is ethically correct for a product or a service. So what is there, what sort of break system is in place for that? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we can extend further and even say, look into the terrible seriousness of taking another person's life, or taking the life of an unborn infant, or taking the law into our hands on our own personal whim and thinking that that is quite okay. So let's take a look at this. If we people without an unswerving and universal value system often live according to their own subjective whims and desires. And that's a fact, and we've all probably know of someone that's like that. These individuals actually have a disdain for authority. They automatically feel that they have to buck the system. If you're in an authority, be it a school principal or a teacher or something like that, then straight away they have this innate ability to believe that they have every right to buck the system no matter what. And we can all think of people we know or situations where we've experienced that. So they react to any effort to limit or modify their behaviour. And they'll declare that you can't tell me what to do. You're not right, I'm right, you're wrong. And it goes on. And we see this in today's world quite prolifically, where people can make it, if you use the wrong pronoun, you're bad, there's something wrong with you. So, and you can all think, I'm sure, of other examples. But a universal code of morality does prevent people from just going off and do any which way, doing whatever they think's a good idea. And they don't care of the consequences that happen. So how do we go about this? Well, the righteous among the nations, that's a title bestowed exclusively upon a person who observes the 7 Noahide commandments, not because they are logical, and we all have discussed this before, but because the Almighty commanded them in the Torah, which he gave us through Moses. This necessitates emunah, meaning faith, the belief in the Almighty, in his Torah, from which the 7 Noahide commandments are derived, and in his servant Moses as well. So we've talked about that before. So let's go on and talk about this coming together, this fusion of the 7 and the 7 Noahide laws and the 13 principles of faith. And the first one, this is the Noahide law, says the prohibition of idolatry. So we know we should belong to the belief in only one God, one true God, and worship him only. One who worships anything other than Hashem denies principle number 1 of the 13 principles of faith, namely that the Creator is blessed be his name, is the creator and director of all creation, and he alone did, does, and will do every deed. That's that. Furthermore, idolatry is a heinous violation of principle number 2, where we declare with complete belief that the Creator, blessed be his name, is one, and there is no unity like him under any circumstances, and he alone is our God, past, present, and future. So it goes on and says idolatry is also a violation of principle number 5, which teaches that Hashem is the only entity to whom which it is befitting to pray, and it is not correct to pray to anyone or anything else. It also violates principle number 9, which teaches that the Torah shall not be replaced, nor will the Creator, blessed be his name, give us a different Torah. For the prohibition of idolatry is the second of the Torah's 10 commandments. 10 given to the Jews, 7 to the Gentiles. Now it goes on and says, number 2, the prohibition of blasphemy. Now, respecting Hashem's holy name. The Creator's name is holy and blessed, and he is the creator and director of all the creations, and he alone did, does, and will do every deed. So nothing occurs. Example, not even a leaf drops to the ground without Hashem's knowledge and permission and his allowing it to happen. It also violates principle number 9, which teaches that the Torah shall not be replaced, nor will the Creator, blessed be his name, give us a different Torah. For the prohibition of blasphemy is the third of the Torah's 10 commandments. Let's move on. The prohibition of murder. Now, acknowledging and respecting the sanctity of life, murder violates principle number 6. Every human was created in the divine image and has a communication channel with the Almighty, namely through prayer. And can't emphasize that enough. People say, how can I talk to God? Just do that. Sit down, close your eyes, concentrate and talk to God. That's prayer. Prayer is a form of prophecy. Every human has the potential to attain prophecy if they sufficiently purify themselves. Even more simply, it violates principle number 9, which teaches that the Torah shall not be replaced, nor will the Creator, blessed be his name, give us a different Torah. For murder is the 6th of the Torah's 10 commandments. Number 4, the prohibition of adultery and other forbidden relations. The sanctity of marriage and relationships and traditional families. This violates principle number 9, which teaches that the Torah shall not be replaced, nor will the Creator, blessed be his name, give us a different Torah. For the prohibition of adultery appears both in the 7th and 10th of the Torah's 10 commandments. Number 5, prohibition of stealing. Respecting the belongings of others, both groups and individuals. This too violates principle number 9, which teaches that the Torah shall not be placed, nor will the Creator, blessed be his name, give us a different Torah. For the prohibition of stealing is the 8th of the Torah's 10 commandments. So, and stealing is like people taking parts of the Torah and interpreting and making it means something else. And we all know that's been done over the centuries. The Torah, naughty people have taken parts of the Torah and manufactured it into what they want it to be. That's stealing. That's theft. Number 6, the prohibition of eating meat from a live animal. Now, this was the 7th commandment that was given to Noah when he exited the ark after the great flood. Now, this means avoiding and preventing cruelty to all of Hashem's creation. And this is a violation of principle number 1, which teaches that Hashem is the creator and the director of all of creation. That is animal, man, nature, trees, everything. Just as he created us, he created the animals. Therefore, we should treat them with the same kindness we want for ourselves. So if it's deplorable for you, then it's also deplorable for that to happen to an animal. Number 7 goes on and says the societal obligation to establish systems of courts and justice. Now, the maintenance of peaceful and orderly society is paramount, and that is where Noahides have a vast field of which they can become involved in. This violates principle number 11, the principles of accountability, namely reward and punishment. The more one strengthens oneself in emunah, in faith that is, in communication with Hashem, the more fully and wholeheartedly he or she can fulfill these 7 Noahide commandments. And so you will understand now that the 7 Noahide laws, along with Rambam's 13 principles of faith, knit and interweave together. One is in tandem with the other. They fit in and one complements the other. And I thought that was very important to cover that from this wonderful book by Rabbi Lazer Brody. So our daily life, there are principles and ethics. How can we say, I know how the car works, but you haven't even looked at the driver's manual and you much less know what's under the hood? So how can we understand how our vehicle operates and what its needs are and what is the right thing for our vehicle and what is not harmful for our vehicle? We've got to learn that from somewhere. Someone has to teach us that. So this same principle applies to our day-to-day life as a human being, as a Gentile, as a Noahide. There are principles and ethics that we need to know, and we need to understand them, why it's essential for us, and so that we can see that the world runs in an orderly and principled manner, like you would expect the motor of your car to run. That if you're not running your car according to the manual and also according to the road rules, then you're going to have a very dysfunctional vehicle. Things aren't going to work properly. One thing will be contradicting another. So that driver's manual that you get with your car, that it comes from the manufacturer, and it's telling you exactly the steps and what things you should be doing for your vehicle. The same with our Creator gives us this Torah, and in that contains steps and rules, etc., and ethics that the Jews have, and steps and guidelines and ethics and commands that the Gentiles have. So the Torah is our operator's manual, and we must understand that from a Noahide point of view, from a Gentile point of view. So that's why we need to understand the basics of our faith and where it comes from and why it is essential for us to follow the rules. And we do this in order that we have an ethical and principled world, which at the moment we would all agree is not entirely happening. Please take care and God bless.